Alright, it should be live. I should be getting zesty and fabesty. I'm just gonna cancel this out real quick here. Diddy, no, diddy. Alright.
Okay, I don't want to know.
We did that, now we're gonna, okay. Set up your Unity. I'm gonna open up Unity. Open up the Unity hub. I already have a project kind of set up for this, so FNAF survival. In the engine, doing us on the most recent version,
You guys.
just 6000.0.32 F1. Pretty sure that's not the correct one to use. So we're gonna be using a different indie project. Yeah.
Welcome to the first episode. Welcome in the VR. Welcome in welcome in welcome is from 2 years changes plan videos in uploaded the source code the channel and effort we are for VR. It is used for mechanism like the end physics lab and I'm super happy. Yeah, here's and love.
You made a great video, but what if no one watches it?
Unity.com/download and I'm after some time the new version of Unity
21.3 X. Okay. Do I have one downloaded? I don't have that one, but I have. I use 2021 3. No, 2021. No. No, I'm still using the newest version. Yeah, it's back from after all. I'll just use the version that it's way easier than. Yeah. Getting a new one. I'll get this. We press right here. We're gonna.
it is installed. So next step is to do the rest. After some time, this is what you should see, the beautiful Unity editor. Now it might not exactly have the same layout, but if you want to reproduce the same as mine, you can go at the top here, click layout, select tool, and then click on the game windows and drag it under the scene like this. So all of these windows have a particular job for making our game. The scene window is the good module to quickly move around and select any object that you want. The hierarchy contains the list of all of the objects in your scene, and for each element we have in the inspector the list of all of the components attached. Finally, we have here the game windows, which is used to test our game, and the project window, which contains all the script, texture, 3D model, and other data. Now I'm going to create a fresh Unity scene, so let's click on the plus button in the project windows and select scene. We can change its name to anything we want, so main VR scene for example, and it's never too early to organize a project, so I'm going to drag it in the scene folder that I already have. So if we select this folder, we can see the two scenes that we have. You've all been waiting that in the scene. We can center this plane at the origin of our scene or of this plane with on material. I'm going to rename it plane material. We change the material of our plane a cap, how we can enable VR for our project. To do this, let's go to edit, project settings, XR plugin management, and click on
edit project settings, XR. I already have XR downloaded. Oops. I already have XR downloaded on this project. You see XR right there. Well, it's already open. I already have XR. Open XR. So it's not happened. Always happens.
Don't say that. Don't say that. When I was younger, I
Right,
didn't
fix all.
know what would happen. My parents had said in Puerto Rico. Who would I be if I never seen that hat?
One tracks per trial.
I lived in Puerto
So we're
Rico
gonna
with
add
my
Oculus Quest and Valve. I don't have Valve, but if you gotta play on Valve, then you can. Subscription is also do Oculus.
Install X that Android.
Already did
So if we want to
sorry,
target
did
the
that.
maximum number of VR headsets possible, the best solution is to select OpenXR in desktop and on Android. By doing this, as you can see, we have
On Android also. So we're gonna go here. I only have one of those though.
now the specific OpenXR settings available just down here. And to the type of the headset, I'm going to add all controller profile on desktop and the Oculus Touch controller profile on Android. There you go, we can now close this windows and let's click on play to try our game. There it is guys, I am now able to see what's inside my VR headset, but nothing happens when I rotate my head. So to take the main camera in the hierarchy, click on add component and search for track, pause, drag.
So we're gonna go.
Driver. By the hierarchy, click on add component. Accordingly in the scene, we can select the main camera in the hierarchy, click on add camera accordingly in the scene, we can select the main camera in the hierarchy.
I guess that's an main camera. Great. My favorite. Alright, so VR cam. Name of VR cam and let's
Click on add component and search for track, pause, driver.
track. I don't care. Let's try to shut up. Add that in.
By default, it will select the headset as you can see here with the center eye HMD reference, and if we click on play, now it works and I can see inside my headset and the camera move accordingly. Nice. By the way, to be able to test your Unity game directly in the Unity editor like I'm doing right now, you must have your VR headset be able to play games on your computer. So for example, either you already have a VR headset plugged by default on your PC, like for the HTC Vive or the Valve Index for example, or like I'm doing here, I have the Meta Quest 2 headset that I have plugged with a USB-C cable and I have Metalink enabled to play VR directly on the computer. So this is only the beginning guys. We could of course go from here and build everything from scratch to make this game, but instead we are going to speed up the development process by importing a set of tools to interact and make our game faster, which is by using the Unity XR Interaction Toolkit. So to download the Unity XR Interaction Toolkit, we can click on Windows.
Oh man, get to the point, bro. Package manager.
in Washington, like the night sky.
Go to package manager plus button, add package by name, type com.unity.xr.interaction.
Oh, Unity and XR. Bro. Just from that ticket. Boom. Here we go.
Toolkit, have the Unity XR toolkit. So first we move the main camera that we have, right click in the hierarchy, go to XR and click on XR Origin. As you can see, it adds an XR origin to our scene. So let's make sure that this XR origin is at the center of the game by setting its position and rotation to 0. Zero, zero. And as you can see, this XR origin is a bit the same as what we did earlier. We also have a camera that has the track pose driver, but thanks to the interaction toolkit, we now have more features. Like if we go to the XR origin game object, we have here the XR origin component that has a tracking origin mode settings. And with this setting, you can add a certain offset to the camera with the camera Y offset parameter. But most importantly, say if you want to take the height of the player into account or not by setting the mode to floor. And this is what I'm going to do in my case. And there it is if we click on play. As you can see, the camera still works with the VR headset, but now it takes my height into account and it feels like the plane that we added earlier is at the ground level in real life. That's awesome. So now that we have made the setup for the VR headset, let's do it too for the controllers. So to take into account the controllers in our XR rig, let's first add an empty game object. I'm going to right click on the camera offset and click on create empty. So this will create an empty child of the camera offset. A child means that if the parent move, the children will move as well, which is what we want in this case. So we can rename this empty game object left hand and add a new component called XR controller action based. There you go. Finally, I'm going to duplicate this game object with Ctrl D and rename it right hand. But as you can see, we have now one big problem. For each controller, we have to set up all of the input actions, which will take us a lot of time. Now, if you don't know what the input action is, we will talk about them in details in the next episode, so don't worry. But to avoid to do everything ourselves, we have to set up all of the input. To take into account the controllers in our XR rig, let's first add an empty game object. I'm going to right click on the camera offset and click on create empty. So this will create an empty child of the camera.
Camera offset, there's no camera do it. So create empty controllers. You can see that is how you spell controllers.
Offset. A child means that if the parent move, the children will move as well, which is what we want in this case. So we can rename this empty game object left hand and add a new component called XR controller action.
Alright, so that'll be control left. So XR control. Bro, where is XR control? Control. XR no, XR control. There's no X.
And paste. There you go. Finally, I'm going to duplicate this game object with
bro. There's no way. Why is there no action based control? Alright, let's say that, I can see what's happening with monkey. What's going on with this game? Game I can't really publish because something broke. That's my other project. There's no way it broke. Did I try to build, it won't build, it just won't. Press save. Oh my god. This is racism. This is racism. People think it's work, but mine doesn't. Like, it's a monkey thing. This is a thing about monkeys, isn't it? Let's downgrade this. Do new project. No. FNAF. Bah! Older version of the game. You know, just kind of on crack. Oh no, again. This version. My controller stopped falling. Let me just not do a stream because it's the old version of the game. This game also won't work. I don't know why. This monkey. This won't publish either. I've saved a thing, but Windows would lose its own thing. Alright, I don't know why it's like this. Next are multipass. Fix all. I said fix. Let's add a JavaScript profile. So we're gonna do not hookers. We're gonna do Oculus and Valve. Should be good now. We can close out this. Check window. Not asset store. package, XR plugin management. It's already in here. Interaction toolkit. Install. Alright, so we did that. Now we can go back. The video's gone now. I hate it. H, we can just H. It's almost S is third. Why not? You can go here.
Stop wasting hours stressing over your upcoming presentations and just use Gamma. It's the easiest presentation.
No.
Welcome to the first episode of this new How to Make a VR Game series. I'll have to do the rest. So the first thing that I'm going to do on this, so to download the Unity XR interaction tool, so you can think of the XR to take into account the controllers in our XR rig. Let's first add a, so you can think of the XR rig like the player in your game. To set up the XR,
Okay, we gotta add an origin. Sorry. So do here, XR origin, camera offset, add XR controller action based.
rig, let's first remove the main camera that we have. Right click in the yard. You can see it adds of the game by setting its position and rotation to 0, 0.
I gotta add this to 0 so the camera is free.
0. And also interaction tool object origin mode settings. And with this setting you can add a
Let's go to, okay, why is it happening? Why? Come on. Why are you doing this? Bro, how did this free? Why is this not? Hello, ND Mac Gaming. Wait, why is it just this? Why am I not? We have to do all that again. Okay. Can I? And, alright. Yeah, restart everything, but who cares? We're fine. We didn't make any crucial progress. It already has everything. So we go here, XR origin, camera offset. So XR origin, you can go here, full lower, camera offset. You can put in this one. No. We are actually supposed to do that. We're supposed to go. Okay. Okay. So yeah, not that good at uni. So this is remove. So we're gonna add a empty. Call this left. Don't need to put it on the capitals. Put it left C. And for left controller. In left C, we can add action controller, action based. And here.
Certain offset to the camera with the camera Y offset parameter. Here is what takes my eye level in via in our XR rig and click on create empty. So this will create an empty child. Finally, I'm going to duplicate left object with Ctrl D and rename it right hand.
Control C V. I'm gonna call this right C.
But to set up all of the input actions, which will take us a lot of time. Now, if you don't know what the input action is, we will talk about them in details in the next episode, so don't worry. But to avoid to do everything ourselves, we will use a component preset by the Unity XR toolkit. First, we need to download this preset, so let's go back to our package manager. With Windows, Package Manager, and on our currently installed version of the Unity XR toolkit, we want to click on Import on the starter asset.
So XR. Let's go in project. So just switch it, import starter assets.
And there you go. As you can see, if we close this windows and that we go to Samples, XR Interaction Toolkit, Starter Assets, we can have a look at this new folder that we've downloaded. And to use these presets, we can go back to our left hand, click on that little icon on the top right corner and select XRI.
Did that go here? So left, same for the right.
Default left controllers. As you can see, now all of the actions are set up. Okay, we are using, so let's select our XR origin, click on add component and add a new input action manager. Finally, we can select
Input action manager. Go to the origin. Input action manager.
the XR default input action that was inside the starter asset folder and drag it in the action asset list of this component. And there it is.
It's alright. Default input actions.
drag it in put action manager. Finally, we can select the XR default input action that was inside the starter asset folder and drag it in the action asset list of this. As you can see, it works. With the XR rig we built, the left and right hand are now following the position of the controller. A visual right now for hands, and let's right click, go to 3D. Click on cube. This will of course create a cube as a child of both our ends, and we can select the two cube, remove the box collider component because we don't want this component. To collide and scale down this cube to something else like 0.1. And now if we click on play, ta-da, we can now see the cube with
all worked. These controllers should work. We actually got played in VR, so.
just added that are following the position and rotation of our controllers. And by the way, if this cube seems a bit far away from your hands, make sure that their position and rotation is at 0, 0, 0. Now, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you are hyped for this tutorial series. In the next episode, we learn about how input works in VR and how to use it to create a...
Alright, we can go to here again.
Here's everything you need to start playing D&D online. First, a group of friends. A group of 4 to 6 players.
And you'll be getting started making your first hit. What's going on, fellow game developers? My name is Muddy Wolf, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can set up
Seeing me awesome. Seeing me.
VR game like you're seeing on screen in Unity. We've set up hands we can actually use. Now there's a shout out to Phelim's tutorials for this hand asset. I will leave the link down below to download these hands to use. And we'll be setting up the XR interaction toolkit to actually use in a VR world. And you'll be getting started making your first VR game in no time. So without further ado, let's get into the code. So let's first start off by creating a new Unity project. It's an LT VR. It's I'm just going to read optional dark background management here. Start here as well. The new screen we have each. We're not going to be using any of these.
No, it's not.
Welcome to the first episode of this. Welcome back to the second episode of this new How to Make a VR Game series. In last video, we set up Unity for VR and made our own camera rig. And in this episode, I'm going to show you how to listen to VR input and use it to make our own animated hand So you already know this video is made possible by Unity and the awesome people supporting my work on Patreon, and if like them you want to have access to all of the source code of my project and 2 exclusive episodes on this series, join us, link in the description. Okay, so we are back where we were in last episode. Now, to replace this cube by an animated hand, we could obviously make it ourselves in a modeling software like Blender, but to save me some time, what I like to do is actually use the hand model from Oculus that you will be able to find in the description below. And after downloading this Unity package, we can simply drag it in the project windows. As you can see, this package contains some animation for the left and right hand, as well as an animator to control them. It also contains the material of the hand, the 3D model, and a prefab for each hand. So let's click on import. Once it is imported, let's navigate to Oculus and prefabs, and I'm going to select both the cube we used in last episode. Press delete to remove them and replace this cube by dragging the left hand model, prefabs, 3D model, and a prefab for it. We can save me some time. What I like to do is actually use the hand model.
Import package, package. Download some. Boom. All. Right, air racist. Merry Christmas. Alright, do that. Perhaps. Okay, we're gonna delete these 2 cubes. So we're gonna delete. And then we're gonna grip this. Put that in there. We're gonna grip this, put that in there. So now we got these ones.
Model from Oculus that you will be able to find in the description below. And after downloading this Unity package, we can simply drag it in the project windows. As you can see, this package contains some animation for the left and right hand, as well as an animator to control them. It also contains the material of the hand, the 3D model, and import it. Let's navigate to Oculus episode. Press delete to hand and the right hand model under the right hand. There you go. Now, as you can see, we have the 2 hands showing in our scene. Now let's have a better look at them. As you can see, this hand has already an animator component that is used to manage its animation. So to open the animator panel, make sure that the hand is selected and we can go to Windows, Animation, Animator. Perfect. So this has opened the animator panel, and if we double click on Blend 3 and select Blend 3, we can see in the preview down below that depending on the value of the grip and trigger parameters, the hand will animate between 4 animations. And by the way, I made the animator step by step in my previous tutorial series, so if you want to learn more about how to make one yourself, go watch it. I will
Not doing that. Alright, gonna go to let's hit a model. We're just gonna go to window and we're gonna go to animation. Not anything animation. Animator. Blend tree. Go to this blend tree. Stand there. We grip it. Trigger. Alright. That should work. I don't know. I'm not the one that did it.
will Windows here at the top, and if we continue the child, the render of the end, you could. If the material is pink, this might be because you are not using the universal rendering pipeline like I'm doing on this. Might be because you should like to hide the renderer of the hand with its material. So if you'd like to change the color of the hand, you can do it here. For example, I'm going to change it to blue in my case. Oh, and if the material is pink, this might be because you are not using the universal rendering pipeline like I'm doing on this.
Alright, good to get Oculus and material. Hand solid. We basically just go here. Jump. Hand L hand Alt hand L hand L. Alright, so with that one. Grip it. Okay, so it's definitely this one. Again, hand solid. Give it.
This project. Or controller. Nice. But for now, when we press on any input on the controller, it does not change the animation of the hand. So let's learn how to read and use an input in VR to move our hand. Now to learn how to use input, let's first make a custom component to use it. I'm going to select one of the hand model, let's say the right one, click on add component, and we can create a custom component by writing the name we want there. So in my case, I will write animate hand on input, click on new script, create and add, and after letting Unity compile, here it is, we have our custom component added on the right hand. So let's open it by double clicking on the name.
What? Anyways, what am I doing? Hold up. Go to right hand model. Okay, we're gonna go to here. We're just gonna go to
And after letting you
hand on input. Animate hand. Okay, so and a new script. Animate hand on input.
Unity compile, here it is, we have our custom component added on the right hand. So let's open it by double clicking on the name. There you go. After some time, this should open a new.
I just poo-pooed. And let it down and down low. I'm an idiot. It's right here. Drag it. Grip it. Grip it. Yo, grip it. Grip it. Grip it. Grip it. Grip it. Grip it. Grip it.
Visual Studio page. This is where we will be able to code our custom component. And by the way, if you've never coded before, don't worry, I will try to give as much information as I can for you to understand what I'm doing. So to listen to an input in this component, we are going to write at the top using Unity Engine dot input system. And then
My brain hurts already. Script. This open. Visual Studio, yeah, everything, yeah. Summer lumber, doomer lumber.
inside the animate hand on input class, public
Using, okay, so we're gonna go here. Using Unity Engine dot input system.
input action property pinch animation action.
Bash map property pinch. Nothing. Just too much for my brain to handle. myself. So we got hands in the game. It's very cool, I think.
This will create a variable of type input action property that we will be able to use throughout and as the variable we just made. So let's learn how to read and use. And now to learn how to use input, let's first make a for watching till this point. In the next episode, we'll learn about locomotion system with both teleportation and continuous movement. So
Yeah, so we're gonna be making a VR game. Pretty cool. Pretty good fun. Say this. Now we are definitely gonna do something. Definitely. He's definitely allergic. Good stream today, good stream. Good stream. My Lee, my Pete. Ah, farted.